I got to work with a lot of characters at Walt Disney World, but there were a bunch I wish I had gotten to and didn't. These are 10 characters that I didn't have the opportunity to work with, but oh, I wish I had. There are a lot of characters that you can see and visit and meet at Walt Disney World, at least during normal times. And as a PhotoPass photographer, we took pictures of a lot of the characters with guests. I had a blast doing it. But there are a bunch of characters that have shown up after I left the company that I wish I had the opportunity to work with. And here are 10 characters that I wish I had worked with that I didn't, in no particular order. That's because I couldn't pick an order, trying to do it favorites. No favorites. One thing that you'll notice on this list is there's a lot of the princesses and things because they've had more movies since then. One of the first ones is Merida. Merida might have actually been starting to make appearances when I was there. I honestly don't remember for sure, but I never had the chance to work with her. I think she's a cool character. I like Brave. My wife has Scottish descent, and so there is a little bit of a family tie there. It's just kind of a different style of princess, which I really like. When I've had the chance to meet her, she's been a ton of fun, and she would have been just a lot of fun. A very different style of picture and character, and that would have been a blast. I like Merida. There's actually another princess, I guess you could call her, that our family absolutely loves, and I don't know why she's not in the parks meeting. This drives me nuts. I saw her at Paris, but not in the States, and that's Moana. Moana's made a few sporadic appearances, but they haven't kept her any place. They haven't given her a permanent place. It's like she appeared shortly after the movie and then disappeared. Why? The first Polynesian princess you've got. Huge movie, hugely popular. This is probably my wife's favorite princess alongside Belle, and she's not there. I don't understand. Hashtag bring back Moana. Why do you not have Moana in the parks? And to work with her would have been awesomely fun. This is what I don't understand Disney on this one. You're missing an opportunity here. Moana's a great character, like I said. It's one of our family favorites. We love the movie. We love the character. We love the culture. That would have been an absolute blast to be able to work with her. And yeah, that was well after I left, but she would have been a lot of fun. Also in that same realm of princesses is Rapunzel. Rapunzel is a goofball. I would have had so much fun working with her. I probably would have had to worry about getting hit by her frying pan. But I think Rapunzel's an awesome character because she's, again, a different personality than those original princesses. I love Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty and Snow White, but they're all very bland. They're just, oh, aren't I pretty? Rapunzel's a goofball. Rapunzel doesn't know what she wants, but she knows what she wants, but not how to get there. And so she's constantly, I don't know, I guess I identify with her with the foot and mouth disease because I've got it a lot of times. She would have been just a lot of fun to joke around with, to play with, to ham it up, and to get some fun, creative stuff going on. I've only gotten to meet her once, and wish I'd had more time. That setup they've got in Fantasyland now is just terrible. Hugely long lines, but she's a neat character. I would have really loved to work with her. There is a couple other princesses, kind of the last of the princess realm, that would have been fun. One I would have liked to work with more than the other. That's Anna and Elsa. Elsa's fun, she's neat, but I would have had a lot more fun with Anna. And again, same kind of reason. Anna's a bit of a goof. Okay, now she is the queen of Arendelle now, so she has gotten a little more serious and grown up a bit. She's still a goof. And I would have had a lot of fun. You'll probably notice that there's a pattern here, that the ones that you can joke around with and mess around with, and they'll mess around with you and with the guests, those are the ones I have a lot of fun with. Easily the ones I had the most fun when I was working. Along the lines of Donald and Chip and Dale and Cinderella's sisters, Anastasia and Drizella. In many ways, those princesses fit right in there. Rapunzel and Anna and Merida, definitely. They all kind of have that snarky, goofy, mess around personality. That's what makes it a lot of fun. Moana is more serious, but Moana also has a definite commanding presence to her with a tongue-in-cheek. So all four of those would have been awesome to work with. And again, kind of following the tongue-in-cheek mode, this is another family favorite, and that's Edna Mode. Edna is just awesome with snark. She really is. She is one that when we watch the Incredibles movies, we all quote her together. No capes! No capes! No joke. My wife has a plush stuffed Edna doll about so big that sits on the bed right next to her pillow. That is how much she likes Edna Mode and the snarky personality she's got. Edna is a ton of fun. Now, that doesn't mean she can't be bribed with candy, as you can see in the video here. Who can't be bribed with candy? But she is a great character. She would have been an absolute blast to work with. I like Edna. The outfit, the unique personality, the unique style, and oh my goodness, she would have been a ton of fun. A couple fur characters, animated characters, that I've had a blast meeting that would have been fun to work with would have been Joy and Sadness as well, especially together. Together they bring a nice dichotomy, a kind of a balance, and you can play them off of each other. I had a lot of fun when I got to visit them. I had a nice little pin that showed your moods and had Joy and Sadness on it. And of course I did have a really bad, dumb joke I told when I met them. My wife's middle name is Joy, but she can't be here, so she's sad.
Oh no.
Yeah, okay, it was bad. But I thought it was amusing at the time. But they're a lot of fun, again, just to kind of balance each other out. They would be one that, because they're fur characters and don't talk, the photographer actually becomes a little bit more important for the interaction, as I mentioned in a video recently. That type of interaction on the part of the photographer and being able to kind of coach and interact without being part of it and everything, that was so much fun, and they would have been perfect for that. They really would have been. A couple very neat characters. Yes, you probably lean towards one or the other, either towards Joy or Sadness more. But there is so much that you could do with them that would really be neat. They would have been fun. Cool movie, cool characters, cool meet and greet. A couple others also from movies that came out after I left the company. From Big Hero 6, Baymax. Now, Baymax as a character is a little tough to work with. He's fun to meet, but he's basically a big stuffed pillow that kind of just walks around. There's not a whole lot to a Baymax meet and greet, but I would love to be able to do it just once. There's not a whole lot of talking. There's not a whole lot of interaction. For the most part, it was just kind of walking up, posing, and leaving. There wasn't a whole lot else he could do. He couldn't do autographs. You know, outside of the... There isn't too much else that Baymax is known for. But it would have been fun to work with him just once. Hey, I'd like to work with anybody just once, and then, well, we'll see after that. Another one that would have been fun, a couple people, was Ralph and Vanellope. Now, I didn't get to meet them. Ralph is, again, kind of like Baymax. He is an awkward, clumsy character because of his size and everything else. But I think Vanellope would probably make up for this. And again, we kind of go back to what I said at the beginning with the snarky, goofy, not really obnoxious, but willing to play and mess around. That's Vanellope. Absolutely. And those kinds of characters, again, are the ones I loved working with. Vanellope would be a blast. And if I only had to work with one of the two, I would pick Vanellope. Ralph, again, you know, pose. Okay, cool. But Vanellope, you could definitely get some neat stuff going on. And she would be a total hoot. I'm trying to imagine what would happen if you gave Vanellope candy. You know, that would be a lot of fun. I can just imagine some of the discussions, because you could talk with her about racing, you could talk with her about candy, you could talk with her about video games. She's just got so many different ways you could play her and roll with it. Yeah, that would be cool. Unfortunately, where they had her meeting at the Imagination Pavilion, it was just a mess, and you really couldn't even get in to just watch or see. It was more like looking over this wall of people. Terrible location, but very cool characters. And I guess these last two probably kind of would be the two I would like to work with the most. The first one appeals to the geek in me, big time, or the nerd, or whatever term you want to use. That's Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren would be so much fun. Again, playing up the bad guy. I loved working with Darth Vader the couple times I got to. Kylo kind of fits into the same idea, but not only is he the bad guy, but he's a psychotic bad guy, and he can talk. He's got all sorts of responses, That would be an amazing one. And depending upon the mood he was in, you could definitely just stand back and let him run the show. The way they've got it set up, the only people in there with him are the people doing that meet. So you don't have to worry about running a line or anything. But at the same time, there'd be so many opportunities, and it would be so much fun just to watch what he does to people. The insults, the picking on them, the bribes, the turning them to the dark side. Just all of that is just hysterically fun to watch. I had a blast when I got to meet him, and yeah, I got him mad at me one time when I asked him a question. I have a question for you. When are you going to actually beat somebody that fights back? But watching those kinds of things would make it so fun. I like the villains. What can I say? Working with villains is cool. And yeah, at some point I'm going to talk about that too. Kylo definitely falls right into that boat as an amazing character, an amazing villain to work with, to come to life and to make just fun encounters. My last one falls into the same thing, and this may actually be the character I wish I had gotten to work with the most, and that's Gaston. Gaston is an amazing character in the parks. Just hysterically funny a lot of times. There's so many highlight reels out there. The couple times we got to meet him, the way he picked on me about my physique, and yeah, got me to do a really awkward looking pose to make himself look good. The way he appeals to the ladies and the girls and pumps himself up. And Gaston is hilarious. If you have not watched a highlight film of Gaston meet and greets, you need to do it because he is one of the most entertaining characters in the park. You don't even have to do anything as a photographer, just watch. And then try not to shake the camera while you're laughing. He's actually the character I get asked the most about too. Did you ever get to work with Gaston? No, but I wish I had. Such an awesome character. If I had to go back and I could only pick one, it would either be Gaston or Kylo Ren. One of the two, and that would be a tough choice. But if I am in the parks, I'm at least going to make every effort to go meet him. So, did I miss a character that's shown up in the parks the last few years? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. If you have a character you want to know if I did work with them or my thoughts, tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much for subscribing the video. Hit that bell notification if you haven't already. For liking the video, for commenting, and for sharing it as well. Thank you so incredibly much to my patrons and my YouTube members for their financial support. Yeah, those clips that you see in there, that is due to their help, their assistance, their support. And they get perks including early previews and behind the scenes and all sorts of other stuff. If you want to know more about that, check the links in the description below as well as all the other info down there. Thank you so incredibly much for watching and God bless. There are a lot of characters that you get. Great start. Even a couple that were there when I was working that I didn't get to try out. So a couple of the Rapunzel and Anna. Oh my gosh. That type of interaction and helping and pointing things out to them and making the. Did you ever get to work with Gaston? Gaston? If I had to go back and I could only pick one, it would be either Gaston or Kylo Ren. Thanks you so much. Thank you for talking. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to know about contact information, fan pages, merchandise, and more, please be sure to check the description below. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to know when I have new ones, well, make sure you hit that subscribe button right up there. And if you want to see another one of my videos, well, I've got a great one for you right here. And a huge thank you to these wonderful people here who support me on Patreon and with YouTube memberships. They get behind the scenes information, special perks, and more. If you'd like to know more about that, well, make sure you check that button right there. Thank you so much.